Do you buy from big box stores? Hey? I'm talking to my dog Dora, I haven't lost it. I remember a time when going to a hardware store was a very, very different experience to what it is today. I would go out on the weekend with my father to pick up supplies for whatever it was we were working on that weekend, and we'd walk into the store and the first thing we'd do is find an assistant. We'd tell him what we're trying to achieve and he would point us in the direction of what we need, but he would also give us heaps of advice on the way we should go about achieving that goal. Fast forward a few decades and it's a very, very different situation right now. The idea of a hardware store with an assistant who can help you based on his or her own experience is all but gone these days in favor of the big box store. Now I know as soon as I mention big box stores, eyes are going to start rolling back in their heads and people are thinking to themselves, oh, what do these people know? And the idea of poking fun at big box stores has become a very, very prevalent trend online. If you go onto Google and do a quick search for complaints about big box stores, you could spend weeks just reading through all of the comments. One of the big complaints that people have when they talk about big box stores is that the customer service is not up to grade. They can't walk into a big box store and get the type of experience that they used to get from the old mom and pop style hardware store. And I have a really big issue with this because if you think about it, there's almost no way that you can get that level of experience from a service assistant in a big box store purely based on the fact that there is just so much in that store. As a DIY enthusiast for almost 3 years now, I could honestly say that most of the aisles in the big box store, I'd be able to pick out one or two things that I know about. The rest, I wouldn't even have a clue. And so often I see people going to these big box stores and getting frustrated because the assistant doesn't know about their problem and can't help them with their specific situation. There's just so many things to know in a big box store. It's called a big box store because it's big. There are so many different things that are in that store that, you know, a group of 10, 20 people, you're not going to find the answer to every solution from those people. At the end of the day, big box stores are about the bottom line. So as the customer, we can't expect to get that good price if they need to hire skilled experts. But I think this is one of the best things that's ever happened to the weekend warrior. I know from my multiple experiences going to the big box store that before I even set foot in that parking lot, I need to know exactly what I'm looking for and why I need it. And you may argue that the big box store promotes their level of expertise, but even if the person that you speak to does know the answer to your solution, a lot of the time there are multiple ways to get to that answer. So in some ways, the idea of getting advice from someone is actually not a great idea because they're often just going to give you the one way that they know that works. But if you put some effort in and do a bit of research, you might find that there's a better way for your situation. And what does this mean? The responsibility lies on the person doing the work. If you go onto Google and do a quick bit of research, you will find so many articles about the thing that you are looking into. And that's great because you can get such an unbiased answer to your problem. So instead of being pigeonholed into the same way of doing things that we've done it for the last however many years because my father and his father all said to do it the same way, we're being forced into a situation now where we have to come up with our own ideas based on our own research, which is a far superior way of doing it. So for me personally, I've only ever had good experiences at a big box store. Yes, I might have had the occasional assistant who was a bit of a jackass, but that's him as a person. That's got nothing to do with me reaching my goal in terms of the project that I'm doing. But that said, I've also made sure that before I walk into that shop, I know exactly what I'm looking for. So all I need from the person is for them to tell me where it is. And if they do happen to give me some advice, well then that's a bit of a bonus. So for me personally, I think all this anger towards big box stores is a little bit unfair. If you take responsibility and do research into your own project, you will be able to get through it. And that's why I think big box stores actually don't suck. And I'm not just saying that to try and get a discount at the next one I go to. So as always, I'd love to hear what you guys have to say about this. Do you shop at big box stores? Have you had any good or bad experiences that you want to share? I'm really keen to hear what you guys have to say. So as always, thanks for watching. And if you enjoyed this video, give it that old thumbs up. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. I'm going to be asking a lot of questions coming up. Thanks again, and I'll talk to you guys soon.